Finally from us, changing tastes and changing times. Traditionally, the food most Americans associate with goats is milk. But new cultures and new traditions are changing appetites in this country, and that is turning billy goats into big business. ABC's Nancy Weiner explains.
Morning.
Growing up in rural Pennsylvania, Bill Lowe dreamed of owning a dairy farm.
Well, it used to be that, you got a decent price for your milk.
Not anymore, not for small farmers anyway. So instead, he and his family are raising goats. Between 1997 and 2002, 15,000 new goat farms were started in the U.S. The number of goats raised for meat jumped 58%. Fueling the demand is the nation's burgeoning ethnic population, immigrants from Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America who grew up eating goat, one of the few meats that isn't taboo in any religion.
That's good size.
At this live market in New York City, Permanent Ragu caters to a mainly West Indian population.
Years ago, you had to pay somebody to take a goat from you, but today it's become pretty much the most expensive meat that there is in the United States.
This is where Ragu gets his goats. The livestock auction in New Holland, Pennsylvania, where over the past decade, goat sales have skyrocketed from 12 a week to 1,200. Bob Herr has been breeding goats here for 20 years.
Before, we used to hang our head and say kind of quietly we're in the goat business. Now you can kind of raise it and smell the money the whole way to the bank.
Farmers like raising goats because they require far less acreage than cows, and they'll eat just about anything.
And then there's that X factor. Some farmers say goats are more rewarding to raise than other types of livestock because they're friendlier, more personable.
They come up and they want rubbed or they want attention, or they're just curious. Easy.
The big question for the industry now is whether goat will ever go mainstream, from the specialty store to the supermarket. Nancy Weiner, ABC News, Felton, Pennsylvania.
Well, that is World News Tonight, Sunday. I'm Terry Moran. For all of us at ABC News, have a good evening and good night.